Your belly feels heavy, digestion is sluggish, and fat around your waist refuses to move no matter what you try. Here is what most people never consider. The problem might not be calories. It might be that your body is missing the biological tools it needs to actually process fat and move waste efficiently. Bile flow, gut lubrication, inflammation control, and metabolic flexibility. These are the systems that determine whether fat leaves your body or stays. Certain oils directly support these systems, not through magic, but through documented biology. Tonight, I am giving you 5 of them. What each one does, exactly how to use it, and the mistakes that make people quit before seeing results. Stay until the end. Oil number 1 is the most overlooked on this list, and for the specific combination of gut support and fat metabolism, nothing on this list beats it. Why your gut and your belly fat are connected. 2 things block fat loss that most people never address. First, sluggish bile flow. Bile breaks down dietary fat, lubricates stool, and triggers proper bowel movement. When bile is slow, digestion is incomplete. Waste accumulates, and that heavy bloated feeling you carry isn't fat. It's backed up digestive content that your body can't move efficiently. Second, chronic gut inflammation. An inflamed intestinal lining moves slowly, absorbs poorly, and keeps your entire metabolic system in a stressed fat-storing state. Visceral fat, the deep belly fat around your organs, is directly driven by inflammatory signaling. You cannot out-exercise or out-diet chronic inflammation. You have to address it at the source. The oils on this list target both of these problems. That is the mechanism. Extra virgin olive oil, the most researched oil on this list and the most misused. Olive oil is one of the most potent natural stimulants of cholecystokinin, the hormone that signals your gallbladder to contract and release bile. More bile means better fat digestion, better absorption of fat-soluble vitamins, and a lubricating effect on stool that supports complete, easier bowel movements. Its polyphenols, particularly oleocanthal, reduce intestinal inflammation directly, and consistent use improves insulin sensitivity over time, shifting your body away from fat storage mode. The mistake most people make, they drizzle it over a heavy carb meal and wonder why nothing changes. The protocol that works is different. 1 teaspoon of genuine extra virgin olive oil 30 minutes before your evening meal. This timing primes bile release before food arrives. 1 teaspoon, not a generous pour. Too much causes nausea and overwhelms the response. And quality matters. Dark bottle, harvest date on the label. True extra virgin. Refined olive oil has had the active compounds removed. It won't produce the same effects. Flaxseed oil. Flaxseed oil works where olive oil doesn't by fixing the inflammatory imbalance that slows your gut down in the first place. The modern diet is loaded with omega-6 fats from processed foods and seed oils. This omega-6 excess drives chronic intestinal inflammation, impairs gut motility, and creates the systemic inflammatory environment that makes visceral fat almost impossible to shift. Flaxseed oil is the richest plant source of omega-3 ALA, which helps correct this imbalance. Less inflammation means better gut movement, less bloating, and over time a measurable reduction in deep belly fat, which is highly sensitive to inflammatory signaling. It also coats the intestinal lining with a gentle lubricating layer, supporting smoother transit without cramping or urgency. 1 teaspoon daily with food as a finishing oil, never heated. Heat destroys the omega-3 content completely and produces harmful oxidized fats. Add it to salad, drizzle over cooked vegetables after the heat is off, or mix into yogurt. Store in the fridge and use within 6 weeks of opening. Rancid flaxseed oil does the opposite of what you want. Coconut oil. Coconut oil is controversial. Let's address that directly and move on to what actually matters. The concern is its high saturated fat content. The key detail most people miss: coconut oil's saturated fats are primarily medium-chain triglycerides, or MCTs, and they metabolize completely differently from the long-chain saturated fats in meat and dairy. MCTs bypass the lymphatic system entirely, go straight to the liver, and are rapidly converted to ketones, an immediate energy source rather than stored fat. They support metabolic flexibility, the ability to burn fat for fuel instead of relying exclusively on glucose. For anyone with insulin resistance, this alternative fuel pathway is genuinely valuable. MCTs also increase satiety hormones, peptide YY, and GLP-1, reducing hunger at subsequent meals. For people battling evening hunger that derails their efforts, this is practically useful. 1 teaspoon in the morning, in coffee, tea, or eaten directly. Morning use means the energy boost works for you during the day, not before sleep. Start with half a teaspoon. MCTs in excess cause significant digestive distress. Build up slowly over 2 weeks. Black seed oil. Most people have never used this. That's a mistake worth correcting. Black seed oil from Nigella sativa contains thymoquinone, one of the most pharmacologically active compounds in any culinary plant for fat metabolism and gut health. Specifically, 3 effects stand out. It inhibits NF-κB, one of the master switches of inflammation in the body, producing a meaningful reduction in gut and systemic inflammation. It improves insulin sensitivity. Multiple clinical trials have shown it reduces fasting blood glucose and improves insulin response, directly addressing the metabolic resistance that keeps fat locked in place. And it supports liver function. The liver is the central organ of fat metabolism. A sluggish, inflamed liver processes fat poorly regardless of how well you eat. Thymoquinone helps restore that processing capacity. Half a teaspoon once daily with food, not on an empty stomach, which causes nausea. The taste is strong and bitter. A small amount of honey makes it manageable. Give it 3 to 4 weeks. The effects are cumulative, not immediate. Avocado oil, consistently overlooked, consistently outperforms expectations. Avocado oil combines everything useful from the other oils on this list into one practical daily use option. Its oleic acid content stimulates bile flow like olive oil. Its plant sterols reduce intestinal inflammation and support cholesterol balance. Its effect on post-meal blood sugar, slowing gastric emptying and blunting glucose spikes, directly reduces the insulin response that drives belly fat storage. And unlike olive oil, it has a high smoke point, meaning you can actually cook with it without producing the oxidized fats that damaged oils generate under heat. This last point matters more than most people realize. Every time you cook with an oil past its smoke point, you're producing aldehydes and oxidized lipids that drive the exact inflammation you're trying to reduce. Avocado oil lets you cook normally while supporting your goals. No special protocol required. Drizzle over vegetables, use as your primary cooking oil, or add to salads. Avoid combining with sugar-heavy meals. The blood sugar stabilizing effect only works when the rest of the plate isn't actively spiking glucose through refined carbohydrates. The honest truth: no oil melts fat overnight. Anyone using that language is lying to you. What these oils do is remove the obstacles that prevent your body from doing what it's designed to do. When bile flows properly, fat digests completely. When gut inflammation drops, motility improves and waste moves. When insulin sensitivity improves, the fat storage signal weakens. When the liver functions better, fat processing improves at the central metabolic level. Remove the obstacles and the body does the rest. How to start tonight? Pick one oil, just one. Starting multiple oils simultaneously makes it impossible to know what's working. Use the smallest recommended dose for the first 2 weeks. Combine with 3 habits that multiply the effect. Eat your last meal before 7 p.m., avoid sugar after dark, and take a 10-minute walk after eating. These 3 actions improve insulin sensitivity, support overnight digestion, and lower the inflammatory load going into sleep, amplifying everything the oil is doing biologically. Consistency over weeks, not intensity over days. Who should be careful? Gallbladder disease or removal. The bile-stimulating oils require medical guidance. Pancreatitis. Increased fat intake of any kind can trigger flares. Avoid if you have severe acid reflux. Oils before meals may worsen symptoms. Always start small and observe your body's response before increasing the dose. Stubborn belly fat is rarely just a calorie problem. It's a systems problem. Support the bile flow, reduce the inflammation, improve the insulin response. Give your liver what it needs to process fat efficiently. The oils are tools. Use them correctly, consistently, and the systems that were blocking your progress start working for you instead. Which oil will you try first? Comment below. If this information changed the way you look at the bottles in your pantry, please subscribe to the channel and like this video. We are uncovering the biological secrets that have been hidden in plain sight. Start fueling your body's true potential today. The next breakthrough in your health journey will be revealed soon.